So it looks like I'm going to have technical difficulties on my Instagram. So I'm not sure what that is all about. It seems like I'm on. Oh, it's going to go pause due to connection. So I'm going to go off that. Discard video, discard. And just come back. Just come back on. Sorry about that, guys. Here I am trying to get back on Instagram. Kept on pausing due to some kind of, there it is. It's just reconnecting. I'm just going to let it go. Fuck it. Just going with it. That's it. I'm just going with it. Not sure what's happening with Instagram and pausing, but anyways, who knows? Who knows? I don't know. It's not letting me connect. So anyways, well, welcome. Hey, so much is going on. One of the things I wanted to talk about, and if you don't know, now you'll know, is that I worked for Community Natural Health for a short time, and being a holistic, what am I? Like a holistic dietitian, I guess you'll say. You wouldn't know it to look at me, but yeah, I have knowledge. Knowledge is power. So reconnecting, ending now. I'll do this later. So let's see, just one last time because I am stubborn. So, anyways, when I worked for Community Natural Foods back then, Health Canada was going through a lot of changes and putting the thumb down on a lot of vitamins and minerals, a lot of supplements. And in doing that, like, I'm not sure this is bugging me. In doing that. Okay. I'm just going to turn this off because it's just annoying. In doing that, what ended up happening is that a lot of supplements at that time were not allowed to be on the shelf. Now, what does that mean? So on the side of a supplement bottle, hang on, let me just, don't go away, because this is live and I need my prop. And I thought I'd have it right by me. Oh, here's one. Let's see if this should have it. This doesn't have it. This doesn't have it that I can see. Anyways, I'll use this one anyways. But a lot of products, my dog's following me everywhere because I've locked her into this room with me so she can't run around like a wild banshee and bark at the dog upstairs. Okay. So on the side, there's an NPN number on the side. And of course, this is written so small, I can't see it. But an NPN number was supposed to be on, you're stuck with Mr. Yes, I'm stuck. This is one of the supplements I use. I mean, if anybody wants to know. Purica, I love this company. They're Canadian, they're from BC. Absolutely fabulous company. But every company, every product that you see, supplements that you see, has to have an NPN number. An NPN number means that it's been certified by Health Canada. And in going to get a number is that you have to bring forward your information. Now, if you do have, like, some supplements have some supplements we know just work through because we've used them for hundreds and thousands of years, but there's been no scientific information on them. They haven't gone through any studies. We just knew that certain, using primrose, we knew that primrose was really good for women and hormonals, and using red raspberry leaf was really great for the uterus and strengthening the uterus and helping with menstrual cycles, and mugwort was great for digestion, but also helping with people to sleep, to have lucid dreams, and also bringing in hormonal balances because it brings down the calmness and the peace, and that helps you with your hormones and things coming into a stasis. Anyways, so a lot of products, there it is. So the NPN number is right there. That's the NPN number. Now, a lot of products like Red Bull have an NPN number. Your toothpaste has an NPN number. Things like Red Bull got an NPN number before, say, some vitamins that you knew that worked. Now, Health Canada wants to put the thumb on it. Now, we knew this was coming. A lot of people within the health industry knew that Health Canada really wants to put the kibosh on holistic healers. It comes down with a lot of things that they want to kibosh, and that also has to do with if you're an astrologer, if you're a tarot reader, if you're a psychic, if you're an energy healer, anything like that, they want to sort of have control over. So you may even find if you are a Reiki healer or a type of body healer, body work, new regulations. I can see the new regulations coming down and coming upon us. That being said, they did that in Hawaii for because Lomi Lomi is a healing modality within Hawaii. It's been within the islands for thousands of years. Usually you had one person who did Lomis for the family. And what it does, it's a beautiful full body massage, moving the energy through. Lomi Lomi actually healed my shoulder. Having a Lomi Lomi done when I was taking the classes to becoming a Lomi Lomi practitioner. Loved it. It's amazing how it moves the energy through. That being said, so anyways, back to my story. So what they did in Hawaii is that in order to practice Lomi Lomi, you had to become a registered massage therapist. Now, they also changed the regulations here in Alberta, and I think across Canada. I could be wrong, but the criteria to become a registered massage therapist. So all these little regulations. Now, these are the little things that people don't notice. These are the little things that have been happening for some time. So it's not just like overnight that Health Canada is taking all the supplements off the shelf. What they do is that they put more restrictions upon the supplements so that it's harder for companies to get onto the shelves. They have to have a lot of money in order to get on the shelves. That's why a lot of companies sold out to bigger pharmacares. They sold it out. That's why you see things like Burt Bees. He sold out. Why did he sell out? Because it was getting too expensive for him, and plus somebody made a big deal, a good deal for him. Silk almond milk, that was started by a bunch of hippies. They sold out. So you're going to find a lot of really good companies sold out. And what happens is that after they sell out, after a short time, they do change the formula slightly, so that it's either cheaper for them to produce, and so that you find that there's more binders and fillers and stuff. Jameson is like one of the worst vitamins that you could buy, but they were one of the first ones to be certified with an NPN number. And that's because they're owned by one of the largest pharmaceutical companies in the world. And do they care about the vitamins and minerals? They'll give them to you. Here you go. But they're not going to have the full nutrients that you need. I mean, you're going to get some, especially if you don't have it. Let's say if you're lacking vitamin D, it has vitamin D in there, but there's other binders and fillers that you're going to just pee and poop out. They're not going to be absorbed the same way if you went to say Purica's vitamin D will be fully absorbed, and there's no binders and fillers in them. And they don't have to put the binders and fillers on the side. That's the other thing too. They don't have to put that on there. So having the NPN number was huge for them. Now Health Canada is coming out, and this is what I've just seen, that they are wanting to start to take supplements off the shelf and wanting to have no supplements by, I think, 2025. So within the next couple years. It's a slow eradication. How you call your MP, you write those letters, let them know this is not what you want. I mean, this is where herbalists, and this is where people like Suzanne Weed, who I studied with, um, come in and start to teach you how to be a single herbalist. Being a single herbalist means that you learn each herb on its own and you try one herb at a time. If you are going to do something for healing, we use one herb at a time. We don't use a combination of herbs. It's about empowering the person because that person can go out and buy that herb. So that's what you're going to start seeing is a lot more people making their own tinctures. And that's the other thing is learn how to make your tinctures, learn how to fuel your body. What do you need? Stock up on willow bark if you need things for and anti-inflammatory and things like that. I mean, those things, I mean, Tylenol you're still going to get, Advil you're still going to get. It's funny, my grandson hates bubblegum Tylenol. He hates it. So my daughter has to go to the natural one with no dyes, no fillers, and it doesn't really taste like anything. He cries when he has to take the bubblegum Tylenol. Literally starts to cry. When he had a really high fever and that's all what she had, I said, okay, he doesn't want it. That's fine. Make him a cup of tea. Here's the English coming out in me in the Irish. Make him a cup of tea and give him a cup of tea and we'll give him some water and we'll put him in a bath and he'll be fine. And then you could go get the other medicine for him. But these are the things that we have to start learning. Because of so many restrictions that are coming out, which leads me into the astrology about restrictions, restrictive energy. These, the things are going to get more turbulent and we're going to see, I think July 4th, because I know July 4th, they wanted to restrict money, something to do with money and their central currency. So they were talking about that before. So I can see something happening with that, plus with other things that are going on with the Biden family and that. So there are going to be some really crazy things that are going to come up and bring in some restrictions. I have a weird feeling about RPM. Something's happening. Something's going to happen. I don't know. He's been really, and with this Pluto coming back into his sign because he is a Capricorn, I feel there's going to be some really big disruptions coming up into his world. And I know many of you are applauding that. But I just feel like there's going to be there's some kind of crazy disruptions. And I feel something's sort of hovering. Things have been, almost on the verge of something, but they haven't gone through. This energy, especially with Venus squaring Uranus, and a Venus square Neptune, that's gnarly, man. I mean, Venus is in Leo, so we're expecting, great things. Venus, Leo, Mars, Leo. I mean, that's fire. We want to illuminate. We want to have all this greatness energy, but it might not be it's not going to feel that way until they meet up in Aquarius next year. And anytime you have a Mars and Venus retrograde in the same year, it's usually kind of crazy. We had that in 2020. Mars was retrograde at the beginning of this year. Now we have Venus going retrograde in the next couple of weeks on Mary Magdalene's Day, which is July 22nd. So we have that energy of Mary Magdalene. And who was she? She was the one who was, you're a slut, you're this, who are you to be loved by that person? What right do you have to be that? So that, again, here we come with Venus coming in with your values, your inner self. Do some research on Mary Magdalene, bring that energy in of that beautiful energy of that goddess, right? And her lineage. Oh my God, her lineage goes back to Babylon. Like, she had information. It goes way back. She was trained, as this mystic. Like, she was trained in many different forms of magical arts. So she really had the understanding and knowing. even Jesus's mother, I mean, she was what, 13 or something when she was betrothed. She was taught how to read and write. She was taught everything to do with the Bible, the Old Testament and history, and the way the family, how her lineage and the whole bit. So she was taught all of this, right? Women weren't taught that during those times, but she was. So we have two powerful women there that have come in, and we don't hear much about them. They're sort of put to the side. But the Mary Magdalene, I think that is very interesting on July 22nd of Venus going retrograde, and especially with this goddess energy coming forth. So this is where things may not go the way you think that they're going to go. Things that might go a little bit crazy. It's kind of like you're steering a ship in the middle of a rough seas, the craziest rough seas that you can, and you have to think on your feet. You might get knocked down, you might get whipped by a something, and you still have to get going. This is you continuing on in these craziness of these seas that are coming in. And this, with the nodes also squaring Pluto, we have the last full moon with Pluto retrograde, with Pluto in Capricorn, and Pluto's retrograde in Capricorn. We're not going to have a Capricorn full moon with Pluto ever again. This is really testing how we deal with things, how we deal with the craziness and the muck and the gunk of this world, right? How are you going to deal when you can't get your supplements? How are you going to deal with that? This is, where this company, it's like, okay, well, maybe I'm going to have to connect with my people in the States and get down to the States and get my vitamins. That's the scary part. Now, I don't think that they're going to do it all at once. There's going to be quite an uproar with all of that, but you're going to see where things are slowly, what you thought you could get, you can't get anymore. You got it from that company. You'll have different supplements. I can see Jameson still on there because they're owned by the pharmaceutical companies, and it's under another, you have the big pharmaceutical company, and then they make different companies underneath. So, and then they have sort of the one that they keep bankrupting, or they have a bankrupt one, but it's not them who goes bankrupt. It's that company that goes bankrupt, kind of thing. So you got to love how things work. So, this is the other True Organics that I use. My daughter gave me this one. So she gave me that one, and I put, I haven't done it today, but I have this one, and I have a marine collagen as well. That the marine collagen I put in water, and this one I usually put in my coffee, so I'll put in my next coffee, and add that into my coffee. So if you need collagen or something, there's many different products. I have another one up in my cupboard as well. Start adding that in because it really helps with joint pain and stuff like that. So, time for education. And as I'm thinking about this and as I'm doing this, there's things that are coming to me about what I need to start doing, and it's like, okay, what do I need to start doing? How do I need to start to create a healthier energy and creating things for people? And one of the throwing this out, need your feedback, but one of my ideas, because everybody knows I love coffee. So one of the things that I've been thinking about, not sure how to do it, but it's making magical coffee syrups. So with your coffee, let's say you're going for a job interview, and you can get a little jar of, or you're looking for work or something like that. And this energy can be infused with Ganesh, because he's coming in very strongly, and Savatars. I know. I think that's because I was talking to Cynthia last night. That's why they're coming in. but she's a goddess of creativity and music and, bringing that energy in. And I got Lakshmi coming in as well. So these energies of these goddesses, because Lakshmi works with Ganesh, um, of breaking down roadblocks and obstacles. And you have it within a little tiny syrup per se. And the syrup will have different herbs in it. So it could be a cinnamon one. It could be a cinnamon, nutmeg, and cardamom. And you mix those three herbs into it. You infuse it in a jar, and then you can add just a couple drops into your coffee, if to help to infuse that energy into what you are wanting to create that day. So little magical syrups. That's one thing that's come to me for that. And also coming in and talking about doing and I've done this before, but it seemed not to go over well. But anyways, try again, is making infusions. Showing people how to make infusions, or even getting things together where you get a mason jar, 1 cup of the herb, and a little write up and stuff like that in there on how to do an infusion for people. And this is creating that energy so people can start to heal, and people can start to utilize this. And when they run out, they can go to a bulk store, or they can go wild crafting and look for the nettle and things like that. So these are the things that I believe we need to step into. This is where it's like, okay, this is turbulence time. So how am I going to create what I need to do? How am I going to create that? Or how am I going to work through this energy and stuff like that? I went and tried to apply for some jobs, and I almost threw up, literally. I just couldn't. I just couldn't. And which scares me, because this is why I think it's all these ideas are coming to me. It's like, oh my god, that means I got to start stepping into it. Is this what I need to start selling? And how do I and I'm looking at the price of markets. Oh my god. It's been a while since I've done markets, but some markets are really expensive for one day. And I get why, I really understand when you are wanting to go to a market and say you're a reader and you're only charging $40 a reading. You got to make that money up within the first 2 hours at least, so then the rest could be profit for you, because you go to markets to make money. I mean, and to make connections, also to grow your business. So that's the other thing, is like, looking at, okay, I want to start going to markets. There's a couple markets that I want to do. Just looked on their website, and now they only have outside booths. And I'm just like, fuck. Do I want to go outside? That means I need a tent. That means I need this, I need that. I'm not set up for that anymore. Is that where I need to go? So this is following my intuition and trusting, because baby, it's going to be, when I say turbulent and restrictive, yeah, I'm coming into some restrictive energy. And with Venus also rules finances. So you got to look at the restrictions that are coming in for your own self that deal with finances, because she rules Taurus. And Taurus is, that energy of Taurus, the nodes are going to be moving in the next 2 weeks. What does that look like? What does that mean when the nodes go into Aries and Libra? There's going to be a lot of craziness when it comes to diplomacy and working with diplomacy, and how people want it to look and be. And Aries is this god of war, and saying, well, fuck you. That's not how we're going to do it. And that, with Mars is the ruler of Aries. Venus is the ruler of Libra. So now we have this energy too, where these two are almost together, because they do travel together. Venus is slowing down slower, and Mars is speeding up, and Mars doesn't move fast. Venus is one of the second fastest planet. It's slowing right down to the speed of Mars. And it's almost like they're breaking apart. They're breaking this, the energy's breaking apart. So if you think about it, spiritually, when you have this breaking of the masculine and feminine that's happening, then they get into the Aries and Libra energy. It's like, whoa, there could be some conflict that's going to happen. There could be some really crazy explosions that happen. And you got to think, where are the explosions happening? And then my thought goes to, this is where my mind goes to. Thank God you guys are still here with me. My mind goes to, it's like, holy shit, the feminine, Mother Russia, the masculine, Father Germany. Who's marching towards the mother right now? Who's implementing this? Who's coming into this? It's the child. It's the child that's coming in, that has been at the seat of all of this, and bringing in the craziness. And you got to think who the child is. I'll leave that one with you guys if you're not sure who that is. The child. But then we got to look within our own selves of those conflicts that are coming in. And this is looking into, also that testiness of the fierce goddess coming forward, which is Lilith. And the thing is that some of this might seem like it just happens in one day, some of these transits, but this energy that happens in one day, it brings in a residual. It's like throwing a big rock into a lake, right? And then all of the waves go out, but there's this vibration that goes out, and it's still there. So there's this energy of movement, of fierceness that's coming in, that's bringing in quite a few craziness with all of this. So I don't know what finger to put this on, but anyways, it's kind of cool, isn't it? Okay, show it to you guys. Isn't that a cool ring that has a garnet in it? See, it's a fishy tail. This ring I was told to put on today. It was given to me by a very dear friend. But I was told to put it on today because I need protection, that protection. And then the aquamarine I've been wearing for the last little while. See the aquamarine? And that one is the connection with water and helps me to ground because I am a lot of water. So I got the aquamarine and the fluorite with my Ganesh. Oops, he's backwards. Can't have a backwards one. See. And these ones, this one was given to me. I don't know where this one might have been given to me too. This goddess, these two I made. These ones on the back here. This one is green coral. That's green coral with rose quartz. I don't know. I'm going off on a tangent here. I'm going all over the place. See? So that's green coral, and I have red or pink coral too. So, and I hadn't worn jewelry for the longest time. The only thing I can't wear is necklaces. Sometimes I can wear malas for a while, but then it gets very heavy on my neck, and I have to cleanse it off and stuff like that. But I haven't worn jewelry for a long time, and so starting to wear jewelry again, starting to wear especially rings and stuff, and wearing the rings is something I haven't done in the longest time. So I'm bringing back wearing jewelry, wearing rings, and I feel like it's one of those things that for me, I feel I need to do that. And one of the runes came. I have runes, but my runes jump around. I don't know if anybody else has had that, where I have them together and then all of a sudden I find one of them somewhere else or find one of them in another place, right? I don't use runes all the time, but sometimes they come in and they start jumping around on me. So the rune for protection jumped out and came, and I found it the other day by my bedside, which was weird. So I thought, oh, okay, well, I have to have this rune, you know. Then the next thing you know, I'm watching a one of my witchy girls on, I think, Instagram. Sorry, my hair is I it's getting hot. On Instagram, and I'm watching one of the witchy girls, and she said to draw that symbol on my right wrist. And I went, holy shit. So I'm going to be drawing that on my right wrist. So there's a reason why I had to see, there's a reason why things pop up and things happen. It just might, you may not like it right away, and it may not be exactly what you know, with everything that's happening. Because crazy things, stability is not going to be what you think stability is. That's why I'm saying it's so important to find out about, you know, taking the health care that you need, taking the supplements that you need to take. Um, this is where, you know, I really want to get to BC. My daughter's going to BC in July, but everything got fucked up on me now for going to BC. And um, I'm just hoping. So by my 15-minute readings, um, hoping to get to BC, get to Penticton, because for some reason I have to go and get stuff in Penticton, and that, so that could be going and getting sage and stuff like that from the area, and getting a few other things from the area that you can't get. So um, things like that, you know, just fucked up stuff happening and getting thrown in the mix, you know. So this is where this turbulent times is, right? So you have, you know, where ship's going, and you just have to navigate through it, and having to navigate through that energy. So this is also where, with Venus going retrograde, um let's see, I'm just looking at my notes right now. With Leo line, yeah, the Leo energies, you know, because this isn't typical Leo energy. And we have a conjunction with Mercury coming with the sun, but it's an inferior conjunction, and that's coming up with this full moon. This full moon has some beautiful aspects to it, has some really lovely energy with it, but it also has some real structural energy of what the structural change. So if you think, it's like making if anybody's ever watched like a Jackie Chan movie, I think it was in Japan or in China, and they're outside when they're doing things, it's made out of bamboo to go upside the buildings and stuff. The scaffolding is out of bamboo. It's not out of, you know, steel and stuff like that. So could you imagine that your structure is made out of this bamboo? Sure, bamboo is strong and it's flexible, but would you rather have a scaffolding made out of bamboo, or do you want a scaffolding made out of steel? Right? So this is where we're at, you know, looking at what kind of scaffolding we have. You know, what kind of structure do we have? Is our structure bamboo? Cool. It's been used, but is there something better that we need to start looking at to for our own scaffolding within our own life? So lots, you know, lots there, you know. And this fierce god, it's like when Lilith comes in, and she's, you know, she's going to be trining, or she's going to be squaring not only Uranus, but squaring Neptune. God, that's going to be, that's heavy, gnarly. And that Venus squaring Neptune is not just one day. This is going to be through her whole transit till September. So we're dealing with, and Neptune at the very end of Pisces. So this is very strong energy. This is I keep on getting the word turbulent energies, because we're at the end of the sign, the end of Pisces. And this is one of those transits that we're not going to see again. Like, we're not going to, you know, probably say thank God, but this is a transit that I feel for many of us, if, you know, doing your meditations, going to your future self and asking your future self for guidance, how, give me the guidance, give me the strength, give me the courage to go through these next steps. Sh- Help and direct me towards the energies that I need to go to create the abundance and the love and the joy and the peace and the harmony within my life, so that I can flow with this riptide and not fight against it, so that I can come into the peace and harmony in amongst a world that is spinning around me out of control. And within this world spinning out of control, I feel a sense of peace. I feel a sense of peace as I step within the energies of the lotus, the energies of the Tara, to bring forth the energies of the Tara, to cleanse, heal, align with wellness throughout me, with me, in perfect harmony, the way nature intended. That is the energy that I need to go forth into. The energy that brings me into an alignment that is true to my being, true to my heart, true to where I truly need to be. I need to step in with this energy of Lilith, the fierce goddess, Lilith, the woman that was thrown out of the garden, the woman that had great strength to stand up and say, I am not one to bow to any. I am the one to stand with. This is the energy that allows for our values as she comes towards the love and the harmony of Venus, to show us that we have to really, truly be strong within our values, to be strong within how we deal with our day-to-day lives and in what we are ingesting, not only physically, but spiritually and mentally as well. We're not in a time that takes us into the fields of just skipping and jumping. We're in a time that is taking us to the fields where we have to learn what to harvest and how to respect and how to leave an offering within that all. We are in a time of the truth and transitions that our grandmothers, our great-grandmothers, our great-great-great-great-great-grandmothers had gone through. They would look at us and laugh, laugh and laugh, because they'd look and say, hey, where is your strength? Where is your backbone? You've lost it somewhere along the way. You've become soft. And why have you become so soft? Because the world is not soft. The world gives you challenges. The world gives you what you need. The world can also give you the harmony and the peace and the love. But the world wants to teach you these lessons of saying, you got to be tough and strong, girl. You have to be the warrior within. You might think it's all peace and harmony now and everybody's nice, but that is not truth within the truth of all of us. This is a time, this is a test. Some will get through and some will not, but that's okay. Know that this is not a judgment on any, but this is a harmony to all, and peace to you all. Thank you for being a part of my day. Thank you for listening to me and all these transitions that are coming in and changing our lives forevermore. Whether you're ready for it or not, it's coming. And I've been trying to warn and prepare you all, and we're coming into some really crazy, gnarly shit. So let's see, everybody. I know many of you are prepared. Now we got to get into the herbs. Now we got to get into how to nurture ourselves in alignment with the Lord and the heavens and the Mother of Earth. God bless you, and the Goddess bless you. Off to the Muggle world. Off to the Muggle world. Protect yourself. Have a blessed one, everyone. Bye-bye.